to the hip hop culture in a whole?
It's the Bronx.
The Bronx is the contribution. That's where it started,
It's
right?
the
That's where it
Bronx.
started. I don't understand how I'm from the Bronx and I don't know that. Well, I mean, I know
Because
that now, but I'm just saying.
You stayed in the house. Your
Yeah.
mother didn't allow you, and a lot of people. My man Slim, Slim was one of the best rappers in the world. Trust me, back then, Slim LaRock, he was a monster, and he got down with us. We was down, and we used to do shows all over the place. But he used to miss a lot of shows because his mother was like, "No, you got to do your homework." Or
Wow.
you them dishes ain't clean. Like we grew up like that. Like you're not going nowhere.
Right. Until
And then a lot of me. You remember when my mother used to say like I would jump out the back window.
Yeah, your mother said you was crazy.
I had to be. She's like I don't know what this thing was doing to him or just I had to be there.
Oh my God.
And to me that's what it was. Today is people got a misnomer. And when you start saying contribution to hip hop, we don't have hip hop today. Right? The culture has been diluted and polluted. This is all Hollywood, right? It's fairy dust. It's sprinkled. It's not real. When we grew up in it, it was real. I met people.
Right.
I knew people. I grew up with people. We used to see 74 together with some real ones. People that they named themselves after.
Right.
In one lower, C-74.
Like who?
50 Cent. Goddamn Green Eyed Just from Brooklyn. Kato from Harlem. Like we were all like I know these people. Like we met you. We didn't have no fake friends. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when somebody unliked your shit, they unliked your shit for real. That's why a lot of dudes we're not gonna get on a mic and rap. We used to rap about what our lives are going to be. That's what if you listen to all the rap, it were projections into the future. You wait, I'm going to get there. And a lot of us got there. And it don't make no sense to talk to you now about it because they're all jealous. And they're like, well, yo, so what's Sabu doing now? Oh, I'm just an old man, still with my wife after 25 years. We just chilling. That's what it is. That's hip hop. This was hip hop was made for so that we can be here today. Because people were murdering, killing each other back then anyway. It was happening, It was happening and I can talk about this forever. We can break it down into pieces because we haven't even digested what happened in the 80s.
Right.
See, when I'm talking about hip hop BC, I'm talking about when you couldn't come outside and I loved you and I could see you and we was out there rapping and just talking our stuff. That I was the fly guy and I was gonna get it and I had everything and whatever. I didn't have it, but I knew I was gonna get it. Right? And it was all positive.
Unlike
it was
today.
all positive. That to the fact that we couldn't even curse. Not that we couldn't, but the respect factor that we had for your mother and other people's mothers walking. You want to think about the time. We smoked cigarettes and if I seen my man's mom's come, I'm hiding it. Now these kids don't care. They blow it right in your face.
Right.
So yeah. So this it's really interesting to see how it came from where we got hijacked. I remember.
What do you mean?
Because see, we were used to partying in the centers and all that. And when we went down to those other clubs, the discos and stuff like that a lot of people are praising some of these disco DJs, but they didn't want us in their clubs because they thought we was going to start breakdancing and they said we're going to sweep the floor with our clothes. They didn't like that. They wanted some preppy bullshit that we weren't about that. We wanted to come in there the way we were. We were comfortable.
But how did you guys end up going to a disco? And like what that was a choice? Like, or did you just like kind of end up going? Like,
because at the time there really was no hip hop club unless you went into the hole in the wall joint. But then we picked up I remember the first time we got a good show down in the Village. Right? And there was some fucking punk rockers in there. And they were just doing their thing, it was loud. And they invited us to perform. And once we performed, it changed the whole game. They loved that shit. They want us to come back down.
In the Village.
Went back down in the Village. Then we met people that had ideas. You know, this is just my team.
Right.
Like I said, when you say what was the biggest contribution in hip hop from the Bronx? It was the Bronx, because everybody contributed. There's even people that never touched the microphone, that should be staples in this game, right? Because of the energy that they had during it, that kept it alive. I'm not talking about the Furious Five. You know, to us, we loved them. They were rock stars. Mm-hmm. We didn't care about they were just from us, and
right.
we were creating the whole energy that was gonna push this whole shit forward. Mm-hmm. Really, it was all about the people. But somebody came in, and
I was
when we
about
went
to
down,
say,
we
what
started,
changed?
Huh?
What changed? Something had
Crack
to change.
changed.
Oh, okay.
Crack changed. It changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
People started to make money, right? They made the first hip hop record, they called it. That was hip hop, the hibbity. That was a whole bunch of shit come go together. When I first heard that song, I was like, who the fuck is this? Because in my heart, if I ever wanted to expect to hear a rap song, it should have been from the Cold Crush Brothers. You know, it should have been from the Cosmic Four on the radio. Mm-hmm. It should have never been them. But however, in some crazy way, it was the Cold Crush Brothers. It was Kaz, so that's good. However, because it was bitten. However, but on a real deal, most of us didn't care about the radio.
Right.
We didn't care.
Right.
You know, we'll give you a tape, and when we felt comfortable with you having a tape, because we didn't want you to memorize our rhymes.
Mm-hmm. I was watching something one day about how tapes, just regular cassettes, how they actually traveled from borough to borough.
We used to give them to people. People would take them everywhere. Because, you know, you used to go to Brooklyn. I mean, you used to go to South Carolina. Right. Every summer. You had just whatever you listening to, people bringing their stuff everywhere.
That's right.
And it just connected. You know, of course.
And that was before any social media. That's how music traveled, right? I mean, you would say that's how music traveled. And somebody from Brooklyn, you go to Brooklyn, let's say, if you're from the Bronx, you don't go to Brooklyn. Somebody from Brooklyn is like, yo, I heard that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even like Roxanne Shante. Mm-hmm. Her music got around so many people, and there's people so many that I can't even name. I know you know, but so can you tell me about some of the performances, like who you performed with? Like that picture. There's a picture that you had that I didn't know. I'm pretty sure you thought that I married you because I thought you was this big old superstar, but I didn't know. But then this picture just developed, and you have on these feathers.
Oh,
like the Indian, the head dress.
That's Lisa Lee and Baby Biggs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that came together because Ike C.
Okay.
Yeah, Ike came, and I remember him coming to me and Slim, and he's like, "Yo, we did a show in Lehman High School, and the Cosmic was already a group. True, the Cosmic. I could remember the Cosmic. I could remember Rocky G, Mad Dog, Mike Fuller." Being down with the Cosmic Force.
Really?
Yes. I can remember those days.
I ain't never heard that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
you did a show in Lehman.
We did a show in Lehman, and we murdered it. Mm-hmm. And we murdered it so much that it looked like a battle. And people were like saying, yo, the Notorious just murdered Cosmic.
Oh, so when you did the show in Lehman, you were Notorious at the time.
The Notorious Force, yes. Me, Ace, Slim, and Mr. B. And Ronkin Rick was the DJ, Jamaican Rick.
Oh,
yeah.
Where did you follow?
Ronkin Rick.
Okay.
That was back then. He used to fucking rap Jamaican boy. He used to kill that shit. Mm-hmm. And we murdered that show. And the Whispers was like, yo, they just murdered like Ike and Ice, you know, them the pretty boys and talking shit all the time. But they were our people. We grew up in the same neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And he came up and was like, yo, why don't y'all get down? You know what? Y'all are good. Mm-hmm. Like y'all are really him and Ice.
Oh.
Yep, it was him and Ice. And he was like, why don't y'all get down? So me and Slim were like, fuck it, all right. Cause me and fucking Ace and B and Slim, like me and Slim was always a unit. And Ace and B was always a unit. So we would come together and we, you know, so I was like, it's really me and Slim in this thing, although I loved Ace and B. Mm-hmm. So we said, I bet. But then Slim's moms was like,
not happening.
I'm like, we got to go to Lambert. No, it's what's the name? What? By the old Bruckner. What's that thing? Lafayette House.
Mm-hmm.
You know, leasing them house. You know, we would rehearse and write and everything, and it just took off. We did the show in the dance material. We murdered it. Ike did the Ike thing because he was dancing around, jump, the record skip, and then he walked off the stage. It was crazy.
Wow.
It was crazy, yeah. But that, to me, was the energy that created all this stuff. People don't even know those stories. They don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot